Alright, here is an unboxing, and I would assume that this is Spider-Girl, Spider-Woman. I could cut that out and start again, but I'm not going to. In the time it's taken me to acknowledge my mistake, I could have just started again and gone, alright, here is an unboxing. This is Spider-Woman, The Complete Collection, Volume 3. I assume anyway, that is the only one that was due out last year that still remains unreleased, or at least not in my collection. This is Spider-Woman, The Complete Collection, Volume 3. But them idiots at Marvel, they have accidentally printed a Black Panther Epic Collection instead of Spider-Woman. This is Black Panther Volume 3, the final Epic Collection for Black Panther, unless they decide to re-release the other stuff under the Epic banner. This mostly collects Marvel Comics Presents crap and a mini-series. Black Panther really wasn't in use that much in the 80s and early 90s. The cover hasn't been recoloured or remastered again. I really have naught to say about this. It's going to be a struggle. So we have this Marvel Comics Presents material, and this was like a 30-part story that ran through that series. A tremendous boneheaded move, in my opinion, asking people to buy 30 issues of a shit comic because there might be 8 pages of good Black Panther comic. Just give it a mini-series if the story is that long. It is terrible to have an anthology book that for 30 issues straight has one of the 4 features dedicated to the same character. And even worse, when you take into account one of the other 4 features was always Wolfman, who had his own solo series. So for 30 issues, you had 2 open spots for characters or variety. That's not to say that I think Black Panther is a bad choice to spotlight in Marvel Comics Presents. I think he is a great choice of character for that. But doing a 30-part story is ridiculous. Fucking absurd. Doing 30 standalone stories would be a much better use of the format. It's not that you can do with it anything. This is the second in a trilogy of stories which began in the 70s. And the first part is in the first Epic Collection. I have never read this or that, but I have read Avengers 137, where the writer, Gary Conman, creator of The Punisher, he has a pretty funny joke about how nonsensical it gets. The Avengers phone up Black Panther and ask if he wants to come back to the team, and he just has a long line of dialogue that is utter gibberish, and it's meant to be mocking the style of writing from that first Epic Collection. Here we go. He says, "For the fine fool's gold of stark velvet morning seems to light the mottled tapestry of desire and disaster that comprises the legend of life for my people and myself in this hidden, half-slumbering nation-state we proudly proclaim Collywood. But the amber eyes of reason widen. Oh, fuck it, you get the point. Nay. Those first stories, the ones in the first Epic Collection, they introduced Michael B. Jordan, the only black actor in Hollywood. And I didn't know if he returns in this second part or the third part, which is also in this collection. Oh, pay for it. Here we are. Now we have the mini-series that followed. This is the third in the trilogy. Is it broken up like that? Oh, fuck. Is this just repurposed Marvel Comics Presents stuff? Ugh. Were these stories intended for that then got put out as a mini-series instead? Marvel, they had... Oh, God, I fucking hate it. Marvel Comics Presents, it was like a tryout book. They had drawers and drawers of stories that were done on the cheap for Marvel Comics Presents, and due to the overflow they realised that they could just put stuff out as one-shots or specials or entire mini-series, as it seems. And it's bad because all the stuff is written with the intention of it being broken up into 8-page parts. So every 8 pages there is a cliffhanger, which is another thing that doesn't fucking work with Marvel Comics Presents. The stories read terribly. There's always some forced cliffhanger ending every 8 pages. This isn't a criticism of Black Panther, I just really fucking hate Marvel Comics Presents. It has gotten pretty cold, so I've put on me jumper in the midst of filming. I didn't know much about anything, and Black Panther I usually like more as part of a team, like the Avengers. But I did like some Black Panther solo comics. The one I liked was the one everyone hated. The one where he came to America and took over Daredevil's book. I loved that run, and I know at least one of me viewers, cannot remember which, sorry, but one loved the art and the way that Black Panther was drawn in that. I need to review some more of that run. Comment down below if you want me to review the story where he fights Hunter-Man. It is a 2-parter, so it won't take ages. Paper is... it's not the worst it's been. It's pretty thin, but it's been much worse than this. Let's go into the extras. Before we get to them, there's a splash image. Oh, we have also got an issue of Fantastic Force Limitless. Oh, it's got art by Dave Edgar Hoover. What we got here then? This looks pretty interesting. Oh, it's only like 8 pages long. Thought it was gonna be like a full issue. Must be a backup story. Oh, we've got another Marvel Comics Presents at the end. Black Panther fighting Saberclaw. I bet that doesn't happen. Jeepers Creepers, it is actually happening. No, on the next page it's a robot. Fucking awful. Marvel Comics Presents deserved to die. We have got a pin-up, some parody adverts and Marvel swimsuit stuff. Didn't know what this is, but it's like from some wedding thing. Like a wedding special. I thought that was Speedy Balls' head. I fail to see what relevance this is to Black Panther. Oh, he's there. And then we've got this. Had the fuck on. they actually did have a remastered cover for this. That's right. They did a paperback of this like a few years ago, and I deliberately skipped it because I thought it was stupid that they were putting it out and not doing it as an Epic Collection. And now obviously we have an Epic Collection of it. So why aren't they using that as the cover? Like, there's nothing wrong with this. This is quite a good image, but it's like annoying us because it's not uniform. About 80% of the Epic Collections I've got a cover that has been touched up like this. And then the last few have been like this. And my problems with this, I explained in the Captain America one, Monsters and Men. There's no here that really does need touching up. Maybe the title needs to be made a bit bigger. It's like there's no effort going into these collections at all. Like, if even they cannot be asked to touch up a cover, what does that say about the insides? So here we get to see the covers to various issues of Marvel Comics Presents. Black Panther, he was usually on the reverse side, so they don't actually have the front cover for a lot of them. They just include the bits with Black Panther on. Some more here and more. That is the one I reviewed, isn't it? And that is how we end. Hold on, is that Black Panther? Fuck off, that's not Black Panther. Why have they given him Spider-Man eyes? What the fuck is that? Marvel Comics Presents is the fucking worst. I really, really hate Marvel Comics Presents. I really do. I say this a lot at the end of these unboxing videos, but I will probably never read this. That isn't a criticism of the contents here, or an insult to the character or the creators. It's just that I have a disgusting amount of shelf warmers that I have never ever read. I've had some for 10 years and I've never gotten around to reading them. I'm not even sure if I have read any of the Epic Collections I have. So I rate this one 7 thumbs up. Defenders. I read the 2 Jim Tomato's Defenders ones, but I had already read that one, and I was mainly wanting to see how it flowed with the missing issues. I was worried that any new readers might not get the full scope of the run, and I still maintain at least Spider-Man Team Up 119 and 126 should not have been skipped. Also, I have read Iron Fist, which is odd, since it's mostly by one of my least favourite writers.